for the new year, I asked myself a question, and the question was, Amelia, how are you going to show up for yourself this year or next year? And it took me down like a huge rabbit hole of questions and reflections of myself. And what's crazy about it is I had a conversation with a friend just before the holidays, and we kind of were on this same journey of, showing up for yourself and doing the things that you've wanted to do, but also while doing it, it's finding yourself again in the new stage of life that you're in. Now, I don't know if this happens I don't think that it happens only in your 40s, because I've had these types of reflections over the years, had it in my 20s, my 30s, and now in my 40s. And each time it takes you to a whole nother level. It's different. Like what I reflected on in my 30s is not the same thing that I'm reflecting on in my 40s, and so forth and so on, because we evolve. I was thinking about how my life was when I had endometriosis and then the transition into surgical menopause. And I realized that I was so focused on my health, making sure that I would get better. And even now, it's like those questions being thrown at you about hormone replacement therapy. Do I take it? Do I not take it? Is it good for me? Is it bad for me? If I'm not able to take it, how do I handle this naturally? What herbs do I take? What supplements do I take? Is this working? Is that working? Does this have high potency? Does this not have high? It's like so many questions that you have for yourself. And it's overwhelming, because then you get in the state of just focusing on the one thing when everything else around you is moving on. And then you tend to do everything else for others, but you do nothing for yourself, and you never discover the new person that you have become. Now, granted, surgical menopause is not something that I really am excited about, or even that I ever expected in my life. And even I think women who even transition naturally, you are expected to transition naturally, but at the same time, are we ever really prepared? And the answer is no. No matter how it comes, nobody's ever truly prepared for the change, because you don't know what you're going to expect. However, as we're going through these changes, I've heard many women who are in their 50s, mid 40s or whatnot say that it's the best time of their lives. I hear them say they discover it's a new journey for themselves, and they feel liberated and things like that. And me being 42 now and in surgical menopause, I don't feel liberated, but I realize it's because I almost feel like letting life pass you by, because I was focused on one specific thing for so long. And I realized that I haven't shown up for myself truly in areas of my life, like like personal life and romantic relationships, going on dates, going out, friendships. Have you built new friendships? And securing the ones that you do have. That's very important for who you are as you develop, as you grow. As an entrepreneur, have you built business relationships? Have you spoken to other individuals who are in the same space or in other spaces where you can grow and develop one another? Showing up for yourself is more than just the basic self-care of getting your nails done, your hair done, and all that kind of stuff. Showing up for yourself is putting you first and really giving you the attention that basically you give to everyone else. The attention that you deserve. A lot of us do spend a lot of time with giving, We give so much, but we have so little for ourselves. And what I know about this time in my life, it's kind of weird because, again, like I said, I'm early 40s in menopause. It's not the same for a lot of my peers who are in, my same age, but they're not going through that change. So my perspective of things, whether it be life or even just how I see things, is a lot different. And I can't necessarily explain it. I really can't. But there's something about menopause that puts you in a deeper level of reflection than anything else. So, I challenge you to really ask yourself, how are you showing up for yourself? This year, I didn't go on and do like these long lists of goals that I wanted to do. I did just a few of them. And one of my goals is to read a self development book, like a self help book or whatever you want to call it. Read one book a month. Yeah, read one book a month at least. Or every 2 months. It all depends because I like to reflect and write journal entries on for books that I read. So it just all depends, but definitely at least one book a month. And another thing is to, what was my other thing? I can't remember what it was. I'm telling y'all, brain fog is real, right? But one of them for sure is to spend time with myself. And it's not a weird thing. It's really spending time with me, asking myself deep questions, but taking myself out. I used to do it in my 20s. I used to go out by myself, have dinner or whatever, but it was a little bit different. Now it's like I need that time and I feel like I'll enjoy it even more. So, yeah. So I challenge you to really ask yourself some deep reflecting questions during this year and really show up for you. And tell me in the comments if you can relate to anything I just said.